All right, so welcome back. We're getting into our next conversation, and in recent times, there's been a lot of talk about technology, and in this space, technology when it comes to our finances and all of those things. So you must have heard about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, all of these things. And just like myself, you're always like, "What is this?" You try to read about it, you try to research about it, and you still are lost when you want to find something. So this is what we're going to have a conversation about that. So we have our guest here, Ray Youssef, and he is the new CEO of No Ones. That is a financial communication app, and they've been working on this thing, and they've got something amazing coming up. So we'll get right into it and get to know more about Ray and about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all of those things coming up. Ray, good morning.
Good morning, Ghana, and happy Farmers Day.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That was dope, though.
Yeah. Is this your first time in Ghana?
No, I've been here many times, sister.
Many times.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, we even built an educational center in Kumasi.
Okay.
We've had hundreds of people come in, young, old, big, small, rich, poor, to learn about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And this is the important part, not as a means of speculation where you put the family farm down on some fancy new coin. No, as a means of exchange to help us as Africans move money around all of Africa.
Okay.
Did you know how much do you guys think Africa trades with each other? Like intra-African trade, what percentage do you think it is? Let me give you an idea. In Asia, it's 59%. In Europe, it's 69%. What do you think it is in Africa?
Maybe lower.
Definitely lower.
Yeah, lower.
How much lower? 30?
30.
The official number is at 14%.
14.
That's the official number that comes from the Western NGOs. But get this, the real number is less than 1%. Because they count in that 14% all of these Chinese and Western companies pretending to be African companies.
Okay.
We're trading at less than 1% of each other. Think about that. That's a tragedy. What happens when we pump those numbers up and all of us Africans are trading with each other? What's the result of free trade? It's wealth.
Okay. So I just want to come in here. How important, how will this whole Bitcoin thing, like break it down, as you're saying, trading amongst ourselves as Africans is very low percentage-wise. So what will Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all of these things help to do?
Well, let me pose it to you this way, right? Imagine if, as an American, I was born here in Africa about 40 years ago. I was born in Egypt. My parents left America. I left Africa for America, for the American dream. Now I'm back here because the American dream is there and the new American dream is back in Africa. But let me put it this way. How rich would America be if you couldn't send money from New York to New Jersey, the state right next door? That's the situation here in Africa. You can't send money to the country next door. So once we can actually send money to the country next door in every country in Africa, everything changes.
Yeah.
It's a miracle that we have it even as good as we do. We should have it a hell of a lot better, and we will once we can actually use our money.
But Ray, we'll move more into that. But then let's talk about how you got yourself into, financial inclusion. What exactly is that? Because when you are talking about financial inclusion, it's broad. There's fintech, there's cryptocurrencies, and others. But then let's talk about how you got yourself into it and what exactly is advocating for financial inclusion.
Yeah, so it all starts from a problem. Every entrepreneur knows you don't have a business unless you're actually solving a problem. So what is the problem here in Africa? The problem is so big that I actually gave it a name. I actually call it financial apartheid. If you're born with the wrong passport, you cannot use your money except in the country that you're born. The Egyptian passport is ranked number 92 in the world. Nigerian passport is ranked number 89. Being born with a passport like that is like a curse. Your money is trapped in the market where you're born. You can't use it on the outside, right? So financial inclusion is just us being included in the worldwide economy.
Okay.
Instead of having these walls around us that say, no, you're born in Ghana, your money stays here, you stay here, you can't access opportunity anywhere. You can't even buy something from China or America or Europe to sell back here unless you go through a nightmare of issues. Bitcoin cryptocurrency helps us access all that outside liquidity. We become members of the financial world. We actually get a global financial passport. This is the biggest problem in the world. This is why all of us black, brown, and yellow people in the global south are poor. We have all the money and natural resources in the world right here, not just in the ground, but in the talent and ambition of all of our young people.
Yeah.
So all we need to do to fix it is to be able to use the money that we have.
But do you think that people understand?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's been enough education, enough awareness, or enough information at hand for people to understand what exactly is cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin?
Absolutely not. There's been nowhere near enough education. That's why I spent the past 10 years of my life and all my extra money building schools. I started Built with Bitcoin Foundation. We built over 13 schools in Africa. We just built an educational center here in Kumasi. We plan to build a lot more because education is the key of this. Because look, the biggest problem, I call it financial apartheid, but there's another problem that's even bigger, actually. And you know what that is? It's our low self-esteem.
Okay.
Whenever you think about Africa in the Western media, you only get an image of poverty, disease, and corruption.
Hunger, corruption.
That's it. That's it. You see a child with extended belly and flies around him. I mean, come on. This is it? This is it? And we're supposed to take this and accept this? No. Look, what we need to do right now, and this is the most important thing, is our youth need to understand how we got here. You guys fans of Malcolm X? Malcolm Shabazz? He's one of my heroes, one of the greatest men that ever lived, probably the greatest man of the 20th century. And he said it very simply, if you want to have a base of resistance moving forward, you must understand how we got here.
Yeah.
What decisions that our leaders make that got us here. Instead of us just screaming corruption, corruption, corruption. That's like an attack against ourselves.
Okay.
Maybe I should stop right now because I can get myself in trouble.
But
You know,
you are sharing like your experience and you are educating people. Now, sometimes for us in Africa, I feel sometimes it's not our fault that, we don't have enough education about this whole Bitcoin because a lot of things are put on the internet. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of investing in Bitcoin, right? Yeah. So all these education are not there. And according to you, you have built schools and you are doing other stuff. In the schools, do they teach people? What do they teach them there? What exactly? Is it about cryptocurrency? Is it about financial inclusiveness? Or what exactly is taught in these schools?
We teach people how to make money by using their money. And that doesn't mean, hey, let me take my life savings and put it into Bitcoin or this other coin, which is even worse. No. That's for people in the West. Because the people in the West can already use their money.
Yeah.
The golden circle of Western finance can touch anywhere. So they just look at Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a store of value. But we have bigger problems to solve than that. Our problem is a medium of exchange. We need to be able to use our money and move it around.
Yeah.
So in these schools, we teach them how to leverage arbitrage, right? You could start a remittance business for your friends and family right here, right? Using cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You could start a payments business to allow importers here to bring in money from Europe and America and start their business. These are the things that we need to understand. These are the simple lessons of commerce.
Yeah.
Not speculation, not investing in this. Forget about investing in Bitcoin. You could take, $10 worth of Bitcoin and start to actually move money around and make a small profit off of that just by helping people use their money. You start your own financial services business and you leverage arbitrage for profit. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Okay, that's one.
Well, I mean, as we were saying, the education is not there, so that's why you have, taken upon yourself to, build some schools to start all that. But for some of us who have heard people talk about cryptocurrency, about Bitcoin, about things like that, what is the easiest route to get into it, or how do we get to understand and get into it easily? Is there a way like that?
Absolutely. You can go online. You can go to No One's Academy. That's a company I just got a job with. And every company that I go to, I'd say the number one thing is education.
Yeah.
So you can go on to No One's Academy, noones.com. The Academy link is right there. And start watching videos for an hour and learning. But then you need to start figuring out, how can I make money off of this, right? And the first step is find a problem in your life that you have with money. And if you have that problem with money, all your friends will have the same problem too. Solve that problem for yourself. Find a trade route to use to actually make that problem solved. Do it for other people, and boom, you have a business without having to invest your life savings into Bitcoin or anything else. Just solve a business, solve a problem.
That's solve a problem. And since you started and you have a center in Kumasi, how has the public been responding to all of these?
Oh, they love it. I remember at the at the introduction, they did a beautiful dance for us, and he gave me a nice certificate. Said, "Thank you, Ray, CEO of Bitcoin." I'm not the CEO of Bitcoin, but it was so sweet of them. And so many people have come through that center. Young, old, rich, poor, professional, farmers, everyone. And they just want to understand and learn. And I'll tell you, all the real revolutionaries, we all get our start by learning about money and how it actually works. In school, the two things that I wish they taught me that they never taught me were, number one, money, how it actually works, where it comes from, and two, nutrition. So I like being strong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be wrapping up the conversation very soon, but then you said something interesting. I quote from you that I want to say and then ask my question. You said, "I believe that Bitcoin is the most powerful tool for financial inclusion and liberation that the world has ever seen. I am on a mission to make the poor rich and to liberate the global South from poverty." I mean, at the end of it all, I know you're doing your best to put in the education, let people understand, but all in all, what exactly do you want to leave behind for people to understand? That there will be a time will come when Ray will not be doing this, we'll be doing something else. But when you look back, what exactly do you want to achieve with all these education, giving back to the society and doing so many things for the community?
Well, it's a great question, Adam. So the past 10 years, something amazing has happened. The youth of Africa have actually figured out that peer-to-peer, using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, is the way to move money around the world. They're not using the banks anymore. The banks are desperate to open up accounts, but people don't want them. They're using mobile money, and they're using peer-to-peer to move money around the world. So it's already started. And my whole business, like I had a business before, 13 million people we onboarded into Bitcoin and taught them how to use it as a means of exchange. And then guess what? They taught us. They taught me. Because I was listening what Bitcoin's real killer app is. All the people in the West are playing like with Bitcoin is funny money, and all they do is care about the price. It is not about the price. It is about the purpose. And the people here, the youth here especially, have already done it. So now all I want to do is take this immense activity that's happening and pour some gasoline on it and blow it up. And see little Ghana here, just like you guys were the first ones to claim independence here in all of Africa, you'll be the first to claim true financial independence and inspire the entire world, starting with your neighbors.
Okay, so this is where we wrap up.
Quite insightful.
Ray, it's been insightful. Ray is doing something amazing. You can check him out on social media. He is the CEO for No One's, a financial communication app that is trying to solve financial system problems. So just get on social media, Google him, and follow all the links that you need to